Today I want to show you my favorite app on my phone for studying the Bible, which is Blue Letter Bible. When I open it up, it opens to where I've left off, which was Romans 1 for me. I first want to talk about navigating the app. So on the left, there's a hamburger menu, these 3 lines. If you click that, this menu shows anything that you've customized. If you've written any notes, if you've bookmarked any verses, if you have any highlights, if you're searching for something that you highlighted, Bibles that you've downloaded, your history, and then it also has a search function where you can search by a word like love or Jesus, or you can choose a daily reading plan for this app. So if I just click back into my verse here, when I click on the title of the chapter, which is Romans, this navigation screen comes up, and you can navigate to any book of the Bible from here. So also at the top, there's a home button, which brings you right back to the last verse that you had open, or a little stack of Bibles. If you click your little stack of Bibles, you can choose which Bible verse, Bible translation you want to use. Some are only available online, and some are available for download to your phone so that you can read without internet. So choose your favorite translation and then click your home button. So there's many more study options available in Blue Letter Bible. We're just going to quickly go through them to get you started in using the app for your study purposes. So for this demonstration, we'll just use verse 6, among whom you are the called of Jesus Christ. When I click on that verse, a menu comes up on the right. So the top section is for study tools, and the bottom pieces is more notes, highlighting, copying. If you want to share a verse, a bookmark a verse. So let's go into interlinear. This is used for word study. There's 4 buttons here: forward, reverse, forward inline, and reverse inline. And you can just choose whichever display you would like to see. Forward is the default, which puts the English on the right. Reverse puts the English on the left. So let's do a word study on called. If I want to look at the definition of this Greek word, kletos, I'm just going to click on the G2822. When I click that, the definition screen comes up, and I can hear the pronunciation of the word. And then it has the definition. This use of called is regarding the gospel. You can see the King James Version translation count is 11. That means that this kletos word is shown 11 times in the Greek language. And then it's also translated to called all 11 times. You won't always see that all are translated the same. So then it gives Strong's definition. Some more definitions here. And then down below, remember there were 11 places in New Testament, because this is Greek, so Greek is in the New Testament. There's 11 verses where that is translated as called. That word kletos appears and it's translated as called. So here we see all 11 instances, and right after the word that's being translated to called is the Strong's number, so you know which word it's translating. I'm going to click back up on my menu up here. You can see a translation comparison. This is very helpful if there's a confusing verse that another translation might provide some clarity. And go back to our menu here. Let's click on cross references. So here there are phrases, so the called, and then some corresponding verses found in the New Testament. Remember, there were only 11 instances of called, and there's a few more here. So let's look at 2 Thessalonians 2:14, because that was not in our other list. So I'm going to click on it. It's going to bring up this little mini menu, and I'm going to go ahead and see all of 2 Thessalonians 2. I'm going to go to 2 Thessalonians 2 in the BLB app, the very bottom selection. So now I can click on that verse and go to the interlinear. Scroll down to the word called. And this call is from a Greek word, kaleo. And this is a specific call, such as, call your brother down for dinner. Or we call our cat Kitty. And then you can also see here, this King James Version translation count. This word in the Greek appears 146 times. And of that 146 times, 125 times it's translated to call, 16 times as bid, and so forth. And then if we scroll down, here now you can see which words are translated from kaleo and what are they translated to. So in this first example, Matthew 1:21, she will give birth to a son and you shall name him Jesus, or you shall call him Jesus. That's that same word, kaleo. So let's go back to our menu over here. The other option for studies is text commentaries. So if you click that, this gives you options for whatever chapter in the Bible or verse you're currently highlighting. So this is mostly chapter, 2 Thessalonians. I really enjoy reading David Guzik only because he has verse by verse commentary, which can be very helpful. So I'm going to click on that. And as you can see, the first piece he has here is verses 1 and 2. And then he has some notes that you can read through. And there are other commentaries as well that you can choose from. Matthew Henry here. Pretty famous commentator. There's also some audio or video options here if you wanted to listen to a commentary. And then you have the rest of your options. Dictionaries, you can write a note, bookmark a verse, share a verse, copy clipboard, remove a highlight that you've created, create a new highlight. I'm going to go back to the home button. Let's just say I want to highlight verse 14. It does not really fit any of these. So let's just say I want to create a new one called for my word study. And now it is highlighted at green. So if I click on that, come down here, I can see that I've highlighted green with called. I've named it called. And then if you click it, you can remove the highlight, and it keeps it still as a created highlight. This should get you started in studying your Bible more in depth.